What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and today we're going to be spending a real day in the life with the Google Pixel 2 XL. You guys are going to be spending a full day with me and the phone, and we're going to be testing out things like the battery life, performance, that display that's been causing all kinds of drama on Twitter and in comment sections, and we're going to see how it all performs in the real world. So let's see how it did. Alright guys, so right now we're using the front-facing camera on the Pixel 2 XL. It's about almost 11 a.m. Starting the day, this thing's got 100% battery, but I'm actually in the middle of a shoot. I'm actually going to be shooting a video as we speak, so I need to get back to that. But like I said, front-facing camera, so you can expect this kind of video and audio quality when you use it. All right, guys, so we finished wrapping up that video, working on exporting it now, but it is time for me to completely spend the rest of the day with this phone. It's got about 90% left. I haven't really done much with it since I recorded that first video. Now, something I'm kind of digging with the stock Android is that when you jump into the battery settings now, it tells you exactly what you're looking for as soon as you jump in. So you'll see that it says screen usage since full charge. It's been about 14 minutes of screen on time. So I haven't been using it much. I lost 10%. That was a lot of standby. But we'll see how it lasts throughout the rest of the day. Now, one of the biggest things about this phone, which I'm sure all of you already know, is that it's got some issues with the screen. And there are 3 different problems, but I think my biggest personally is the fact that it has way less color than I would like. And this right here is one of my favorite live wallpapers. And I usually like this one because it looks very vibrant. The colors are really nice and they pop. But on this display, you really just don't get that. So putting it side by side with the Galaxy Note 8, you can see a very big difference. This is the same brightness on both screens, but you can tell this looks way more faded than it does on the Galaxy Note 8. And while the Galaxy Note 8 usually looks very nice, it kind of looks like this with every other phone that I use. But over here, you just got way less color. And for me, that's a bit of a problem. Now, unless you're coming from something like the Galaxy S8 or Note 8, you probably won't see a difference, but it is something to keep in mind. But luckily, Google says this phone is capable of having all of those vibrant colors, so it's something that can be tweaked within a software update. So we'll have to see what happens there, but hopefully they do come out with a fix. Now, the other issue is the fact that this has a blue shift whenever you have it at different viewing angles. So when you're looking at it straight up, it looks normal, but once you tilt it back, you tilt it to the sides, those different viewing angles will cause it to have that blue shift in the screen. And that's really not something you want to see with a phone at this price range. Honestly, I think of that more as a defect. Some people have it way worse than others, so it depends on the device, how bad it is. But honestly, you don't want to see that at this price range. It's just, doesn't make sense. But I'll let you guys know how much it bothers me throughout the day. And the last issue is that some people are complaining about burn-in for these on-screen buttons here at the bottom, but they usually have to pull it up in a very specific manner with a gray screen, and it's kind of weird that they have to go through a whole process to kind of see that. That's the nature of OLED panels after extended use, so seeing it here is a little bit weird, especially so early in the phone's life. But supposedly Google has done some testing and they found that this doesn't have a worse screen than any of the other phones out on the market. So we'll have to see what it looks like with extended use. And I'm not just saying that for the sake of defending Google. Listen, I bought the device on my own. Google didn't send it to me. Google's not sponsoring me in any way. So Google's not affecting my opinion by any means. I just think we really have to wait and see if some of these issues are really issues. Lighter note, peep these D-brand skins. This D-brand did a pretty good job with these, right, Ari?
Yeah, I really wish they sent the panda ones. I like the panda. We couldn't get that either.
Yeah. Well, either way, you can switch up your Pixel to however you want it to look.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
That's D-brand all day. But yeah, I'll have links down below in the description if you guys want to check these out. They got a lot of different skins. All right, guys, so right now we're on our way to Gundam Planet because my beautiful, beautiful wife decided she wanted to destroy one of mine.
It wasn't on purpose. I knocked into it.
No, you knocked into it, and then you said, oops, and then you stepped on it. She crushed it. Do we still have the footage?
We do. I'll insert it.
You know what? Boom. Clip. Instead of having the vents at the top of it. Oh! No. And now you guys saw that she wreaked some crazy havoc in the studio. But we're headed to Gundam Planet now. We got the GPS going. We got about 20 more minutes. We're at 76% battery. So we'll see what kind of impact this drive is gonna have on it. We've got 73% battery left. So that 20-minute drive took like 3%, which is really
actually one of the best ones.
Yeah, it's very solid. The Pixels have good battery life, so no surprise here. All right, guys, so we're in Gundam Planet, and they got all these kinds of cool figurines here. This is Godzilla, for all you kids who might not know about it. He's a legend. Time to test out the camera. We gotta do, I guess, a regular shot. We'll save the portrait mode stuff for a little bit later. Let's just get a regular shot. This is pretty weak lighting, so I'll say low light. Let's give it a shot. Boom. That's a clean shot. Did I have portrait mode on? Because that is clean. No, it wasn't on. For those of you who don't know, Pixels have amazing cameras. Okay, so you guys see this guy right here? This is Liger Zero. This is definitely a throwback right here. This is actually really, really good. That's a good paint job. And see, that's what I love. Like, you can zoom in and see so much detail, so much sharpness. It's such a sharp camera. That is just a clean shot, man. That is a clean shot. What's crazy is that this is behind this little, not glass, it's like plastic, but it still came out super clear. So impressive. So guys, one of the favorite features about this phone is the fact that it can detect what song is being played in your environment. So as you can see, it says Say Ah by Fabulous and Trey Songz. So that's what's playing right now. This is especially nice if you're in a restaurant or maybe just out anywhere and you don't know what song is being played, but you like the beat of it or you like the tune, and you can find out by just looking at your phone. And it doesn't have microphones that are listening in and sending anything to the cloud or anything like that. You can be in airplane mode and the thing still works. It's not doing anything online. It's all on the device, which is pretty insane. It ain't perfect though. I've had a lot of times where a certain song would work and the same song wouldn't work. So it can be hit or miss, but it's a cool feature nonetheless. So right now, Ari's got some ramen, I've got some curry. But like I said, we were working on a video today, we dropped it today, and now I'm responding to comments. But one thing that I like here is that it's pretty easy to type on this even with one hand. So for one-handed typing, I'm really not having any issues, which I really like. And it's actually not a very slippery phone, not to me anyway. So being able to hold it with one hand, not worry about it falling out, especially since it's a bigger phone, is actually really nice. You hear that music playing in the back? It's actually playing right on the device as we eat. Definitely doesn't get more real world than this. This is a great feature. All right guys, so we had our ramen, our curry. Time for some bubble tea. So I'm about to have some of this. Uh-oh. There we go. I'm actually gonna take a selfie with this because I love this bubble tea that much. Okay, my face is a little dark, but man.
It's your hat.
Yeah, for sure. But it works every time. With just one lens, guys. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how Google does it, but they nail it with this software. I want to see this APK go over to other Android phones and see if they could take advantage of it too. I know the cameras have like special pixels and whatnot, but it'd be interesting to see nonetheless. So it is clearly nighttime. Figured why not take a picture of this statue over here, test out the camera's nighttime low light capabilities, see how it does. So let's see if I could get a decent shot here. This guy has a grenade in his hand. It's crazy. Dang, that's a clean shot. That is a solid picture, man. That is a solid picture. So right now, me and Ari are very full.
No, don't put me on here.
We're very full. But we are in IKEA and we need to pick up a couple of things. But we're just chilling right now. Might throw up a YouTube video or two. So you see guys, when you're watching a video on YouTube, you've got these black bars. It doesn't take advantage of the full screen, which is, kind of unfortunate. On the S8 and I think the Note 8, you can like zoom in so that the entire screen is taken up with the video. I wish they would have added that feature here. Hopefully they do it in a software update. But with these kind of bezels, I want to take advantage of it. And you just can't do that right now. Me and Ari are going to take a selfie together. There's such great lighting in IKEA. Getting this selfie. Even in motion. This is a really good shot.
Yeah, that's not really going on. I'm telling you.
Come on, Abby.
Yeah.
So check this out, guys. It did it again, this time in IKEA. So it's got the song over here, but I didn't show you guys last time that you can actually jump in and see what song it is. And you can go see things like the YouTube video. You can buy it with the Play Store or do a Google search for it. Shows you all the info you need right when you tap it. So if you need a little bit more information on what song it is that's playing, you can always just tap the screen and it'll give you a bit more. That blue tint though. On a white screen, you can definitely see it. So one feature I like is the ability to squeeze the phone to pull up the Google Assistant. I didn't get a chance to watch the Cavs game, so I can just pull it up and find out how they did today. So check this out. How did the Cavaliers do today? Oh dang, they lost. Come on, y'all. Either way, that's a cool feature. Cavs need to get it together though. And even though you can't use the full display for things like watching YouTube videos, still works just fine for gaming. So you can take advantage of that 6-inch display, helps games to look really good, gives you a lot of real estate. And playing a game like Riptide GP over here, which has a lot of stuff going on, is not a problem because this thing has a Snapdragon 835 processor, 4 gigs of RAM, all the specs you would expect from a flagship. Dang, I was trying to nail that while talking, but all the specs that you would expect from a flagship of 2017. And not only does that help with gaming, but just the overall experience when using the phone. It's snappy. This is the smoothest version of Android you can possibly expect because it's the cleanest version. So performance is not going to be an issue here whatsoever. And that was pretty much my day. Now, of course, I spent more time with the phone before doing this wrap up, and I had to think long and hard before I decided whether or not I'd recommend this phone when we're in a world with the Galaxy S8, the Note 8, the LG V30, and the iPhone, all those really great phones. It makes it a hard decision. I feel like the issues with the display really overshadowed a lot of the good things about the Pixel 2 XL. The camera is phenomenal, and you guys saw how impressed I was with both the front-facing camera and the rear camera, which is pretty rare. Front-facing cameras are usually pretty hit or miss, but this one is definitely impressive, and the fact that it can even pull off a portrait mode with just a single lens is just mind-blowing. And battery life is awesome. It's amongst the best that I've ever used on a smartphone. You can go ahead and quote me on that. I definitely think it'll last you throughout the entire day, and even if you forget to charge it at night, this thing has fast charging. I was able to get from 5% all the way to 41% within 15 minutes. And when Google says that it'll give you 7 hours of usage, I do think they're factoring in standby time because 7 hours of actual usage isn't really possible with just around 40% or so, but definitely not 7 hours of just straight up usage. That I don't think is true, but throughout your day, yeah. Now, it does suck that this doesn't have wireless charging built into it. I'm just starting to really get into the whole wireless charging thing. I've got a couple of those wireless charging pads all over my place. So it would have been nice to have that feature, but it's definitely not a deal breaker. And not to mention, this phone's loaded with a bunch of other cool features, like being able to squeeze the phone to pull up your voice assistant, having the always on display, and also being able to listen to your environment to let you know what music is playing in the background. But there's that big issue with the display. I honestly feel like that's what kills the phone. Most people aren't gonna wanna sacrifice quality in any space with a brand new phone that costs this much. I personally have way more issues with the lack of color on the screen than that blue shift. Ari actually had no issues with the screen at all when she took a look at it. So I think it really depends on the person. Us techies are gonna put it under a microscope and point out all of the flaws, which we should, because that means a better product for the consumer at the end if the companies who make these phones are listening. But my biggest suggestion is to go into a Verizon store and see the phone in person. Even if you don't have Verizon, they have the phone, so go take a look at it, see if the screen is actually gonna bother you. I think the average consumer isn't really gonna have an issue with it unless, like I said, they come from a phone that had a really vibrant bright screen like the S8 or the Note 8. But I think in that, it makes it a really hard sell to have a screen that isn't as good as some of the competitors out right now. But I can absolutely recommend this phone based on its performance, its features, the feel in the hand, how it is to actually use it. But that screen is definitely up to the person looking at it. So, like I said, Go check it out in stores. Everyone's taste in the screen is going to differ. But that about wraps it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoy. If you did, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.